for the first time ay lalahok ang ating bansa, ang Pilipinas sa Abu Dhabi International Book Fair. At ang ating makakasama syempre ngayon ay ang isa sa mga parte ng Philippine delegation. Isa siyang author, publisher from Passion-Flores Publishing and a copyright lawyer. Siya ngayon ang president ng Book Development Association of the Philippines o BDAP. Mga kaaklat ang bayan, kasama natin live sa Boses ng Aklat si Atty. Andrea Pasion-Flores. Magandang hapon po, Attorney.
Good afternoon po, Atty.
Welcome po sa Read Pinoy.
Thanks for having me.
Alright.
Magandang hapon yung dalawa.
Magandang hapon, Attorney. Attorney, Yes po, opo. Attorney, give us a little background doon sa Abu Dhabi International Book Fair at bakit mahalaga para sa Pilipinas na makapag-participate dito?
Okay, so let me start by telling everybody about the Arab market, no? So, nagbigay ako ng konting slides sa inyo. Maaari ba natin ipakita yon?
Yes po, yes po.
Okay, so first, gusto kong ipakita sa inyo na napakalaki ng Arab market, no? So, if you see the map, that's like North Africa and the Middle East. In terms of population, the Arab market is 473.27 million inhabitants, no? So that's a huge market of Arab-speaking nations. And that's made up of 22 Arab countries, and they form the Arab League of Nations, no? So napakadami yan. At miski na napakadami nila at napakalaking populasyon ng Arab-speaking countries, ang konti ng ating knowledge about the Arab market, no, na napakalaganap ng kanilang napakadami nila, napaka-strong ng kanilang kultura, no, at napaka-intertwined din ng Filipino culture at mga Filipino sa Arab nations in terms of our history. Some of our Muslim brothers are also have the Arab culture and also our history, no, of sending OFWs to these Arab nations.
Correct.
So also, if I think some of our listeners and viewers don't know, parang meron tayong mga stereotypes about Arabs, no, that are completely wrong because we don't know how huge this market is, no, how diverse and how large, no. Unang-una, hindi lang sila brown skin, no. They are as multifaceted and diverse as the many peoples of the world, no. So napakalaki ng Arab population at ang laki ng sakop ng Arab nations, no? And also they have one of the biggest per capita income. Ibig sabihin niya, ang lakas ng kanilang purchasing power. I think, if I'm not mistaken, number 8 yata is Qatar. Tapos nasa top 12 yung Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, the UAE. No? So, in terms of, as we know, the Middle East, the Gulf countries, they're oil rich, no? So yung kanilang purchasing power ay napakalaki. So they are a natural market for books, right? And they are just recently, very active in the book world internationally, especially the UAE, sa Sharjah at dito naman sa Abu Dhabi, no? So those are the two emirates that are very active in terms of international presence in the book world. So I'm quoting a lot from the Publishing Arab Studies, no, the book study of the Arab Publishers Association. So if you want me to go, if I can go on and on, no. So, parang tayo lang yung Arab market, no? It's a young market. Madami rin silang mga challenges. No? So, if you look at the challenges that I enumerated, parang Pilipinas lang yung binabasa natin. Una-una, kailangan nila ng content for book publishing, no? Ito yung sinasabi ng study ng Arab publishers, no? So, if you don't know, ang dami nilang binibiling translations. So, a lot of the some of the publishers, especially those from Egypt, no, Egypt is one of the most dynamic Arab countries na nagpapalimbag ng mga libro, no? Ang dami nilang binibiling content to translate into Arabic, no? And they distribute as much as they can to most all of the Arab nations, no? So I mentioned nga Egypt, that's they publish the most. Tapos sumunod yung Lebanon, Syria, and Jordan. Tapos yung emerging nila is Saudi Arabia. So, and then, like us, ang lakas din nila sa pag-i-import ng materyales, no, for book publishing. So, ayan yung mga number of publishers in the different Arab countries, no. But if you keep going, ano yung mga klase mga libro ang kanilang linilimbag? So they have creative content, academic content, some general content, and then magazines and periodicals. Nakukulangan din sila sa children's books, no? So
attorney, yun yung i-offer natin sa kanila. Isa sa mga i-offer.
Oo, so for our publishers, ito yung mga pinapublish nila. So ito yung mga hinahanap din nila, no, ng mga libro. Yung BDAP kasi nag-participate na sa Abu Dhabi International Book Fair, no? Tayo yung iniimbita lagi, and they're always providing us a long time ago, and for the past 3 years, I think, a small free booth because they also nare-recognize na ang laki rin ng presence ng Filipino sa UAE, no? So parang they keep encouraging us to come. So nung nag-partner nga kami with the National Book Development Board, mas strong yung presence natin. So these are the contents that they're looking for because these are the ones they make. But in the study, they're also saying na kailangan nila ng children's book content kasi they also see that the reading among kids, it's dwindling, no? For many reasons, no? So content and the production of content is necessary. Ayun.
So malaking opportunity rin talaga itong Abu Dhabi International Book Fair, especially sa ating publishers. Sir, may question ka about kay ma'am, no? Kay attorney, no?
Opo, attorney. So, anong opportunities po pala ang nakapaloob ba dito sa participation po natin sa Abu Dhabi International Book Fair? At ganun na din po sa ibang mga international book fair na sinalihan at sasalihan pa natin sa taon na to at sa mga susunod. Ano po yung nakaabang na opportunities po for our publishers and writers and creatives and so on and so forth po?
Okay. So first, no, ang gusto natin paglaganap ng kulturang Filipino sa mundo. We want to say that our stories are as beautiful and as valid as any other story in the world, no? Yung problema kasi we've been inundated with yung mga kwento ng galing sa yung mga kwento ng mga banyagang nasa West, no? Yung mga nasa kanduran, tama ba yung aking Filipino?
Kanluran.
So yung mga stories na yun, parang hindi na kilala natin ang canon ng Western culture, but we don't know our own canon. And certainly, to know more of the world, we need to read more. And for them to know about us, they need to read more Filipino stories, no? So that's the, I think, underlying parang goal, no, of Philippine publishers, no? Our stories have to be read because our stories are wonderful, no? And also, and you know, I don't know, it's just that there's so many conflicts going on, no? There's so many othering of other people, and I think might be also a lack of knowledge about other people. So to avoid that, you have to see other people as like you,
Right.
human, right? So, and there's no better way, I feel, to do that than through our stories. So that's one. That's the underlying reason, I think, is to propagate Philippine stories, Philippine culture all over the world. No? Second, how do we do that? Primarily, I think through right selling.
Right.
No?
Mm.
That's the easiest kasi. Uh, in our own market, the Philippine publishers know the Philippine market best. No? In the Arab world, the Arabic publishers know their markets best. So the way to get into the Arab market is to go through the Arab publishers, no, to have as many translations of Philippine content into Arabic. No, so yun yung primary kung Arabic. And if we're in the other international affairs, also into the other Western languages such as German, Italian, Spanish, no? And those are huge markets aside from English, no? English is your number one largest market, and then maybe Spanish might be next. Maybe next might be Arabic, no? So those might be your three largest language markets. Maybe in Europe, the next might be German because you have aside from Germany, Austria, Switzerland, no? So those are the countries that might have a large market for Philippine content.
And hopefully, ma-penetrate din natin ang Arabic region.
Yes. And I have to tell you that they're hungry for stories, no? For Flores alone, we have 4 novels. Novels, no?
Wow.
Nabenta na namin, no? When I was in Anvil, I've sold Crepusons, the Great Philippine Jungle Energy Cafe. For Flores, we've sold 3 Arabic language books, no? Charles Ong's White Lady Black Christ, Wilfredo Liangco's Even Ducks Get Liver Cancer, and Kat Martin's At Home with Crazy. So, if you can see, those are so diverse. What are they? No? Yung Philippine Energy Jungle, the Great Philippine Jungle Energy Cafe, that's parang, when I sold that, pati sabi ni Crip, parang hindi siya, parang it's too local. Kasi parang yung mga jokes niya inside the novel, so Pinoy insider. But they got it. And I thought I wouldn't be able to sell White Lady Black Rice because that's a criticism of how Filipinos practice their faith. Na medyo folksy. And I'm thinking most Arabs are Muslims. But the faith that's in center stage in that book is Christianity and Catholicism. But you're able to sell that book because they're so open, no, to content. The other one, Even Ducks Get Liver Cancer. Yung mga jokes doon, feeling ko, very Pinoy. Pero medyo madami na rin kaming languages na nabenta yung librong to. Tapos yung isa, At Home with Crazy, is YA. Yung isa, yung kay William, yung Even Ducks, that's non-fiction essays. So tapos yung kay Kat Martin, YA, yung At Home with Crazy. So, ang lawak ng pwedeng ibenta sa market.
Para sa mga ating... At saka, attorney, tama po, itong mga ganitong international book fair, it provide an opportunity for networking, syempre, sa inyong mga kasamang publishers from all across the world.
Yes. Oh, because that's the only way to get to know them and to be able to sell, no, to others. You have to build a relationship with your colleagues in the international book world, no? Hindi lang kasi that's why you always have to go, no? Because you have to build the relationships with other book publishers. You're able to see that they're more receptive to what you have to sell if you're always seeing them. You've gone to a fellowship together, you've gone through I don't know, you've had, aside from 1 30-minute, you have several. You've had, kasi pag nasa book fair ka, parang ano yun, yung quick date meetings, parang half an hour lang. So parang that's not enough to build a relationship. So you have to keep going. You have to keep meeting them. You have to keep saying hello and, touch base. Because that's really how to sell books, no? It's really building relationships. So that's, I think, also what the NBDB is doing, no? With bringing publishers to international markets. In this in the way of right selling, syempre medyo baby pa tayo dito, no? Pinag-aaralan pa rin ng mga ating publishers yan. Pero hindi lang naman tayo, yung young in the market. Even the Arab publishers say, we're still young. Even if like some of the oldest civilizations, no, uh, are from the Arab culture and all these things that the world is practicing, the alphanumeric numbers, or for example, that's Arabic, no, and all these other things, no. So, kasi even they're saying we're still a young market, no? So, we're if you compare us to the West, syempre medyo malayo na sila. But you have large markets saying that, hey, we're still young markets. And they're very welcoming of content from all over the world. And that's really fantastic, no? To know that, like, in this culture, they're very open to reading all sorts of stories, ours included. In some of the Western markets kasi, they're very insular. So, they're an old publishing market, for example. They've invented the codex or whatever. Some of them, they're just going to buy from within the market because it's very insular. They're large. They have a lot of ang deep ng bench ng writers, no? And that's not us, okay? And certainly that's also not the Arab market. So seeing a need, no, from both markets, there's opportunities. So nakikita natin yung challenges. They're saying kulang pa yung mga pinapublish namin. There's a solution to that. Buy rights. And that's what they're doing. No, sa atin din, kulang yung pinapublish natin. What should our publishers do? Also buy rights aside from sell. So, and that's also something that you can do when you're in an international book fair. So,
Ayun. So, sa madaling sabi, talagang kailangan nating magdala ng mas marami pang Pinoy publishers abroad para makapag-connect tayo. So, bilang panghuling tanong na lang po, Attorney Andrea, so talagang kailangan nating magdala. So, ano po ang quick tip po nyo or advice nyo po sa ating mga publishers para po sila makapag-participate naman sa ganitong international fair? Lalong-lalo na po yung mga hindi pa nakakasali.
Parang i-encourage sila na mag-participate soon, ano?
Okay, so first, kailangan maganda yung content, no? So, that's really in your parang DNA, no? That you are professional enough to be able to create wonderful content. So, that's from the vetting of the manuscripts you will publish, to the editing, to the laying out, to the design of the book, etc., etc., no? So, ang haba ng yung buong value chain and every element of the value chain kailangan galingan natin. So, hindi yan tip, no? Para kailangan natin gawin yon. Tapos, syempre, kailangan we're able to sell it. So, ang daming tips dyan. Maganda dapat yung catalog mo. Kasi minsan, I'm able to pick something just by looking at the catalog.
Right.
No? So, sometimes, halimbawa, yung mga Pinoy, medyo conscious sila na hindi maganda yung English nila, na baka mamaya hindi sila makapagsalita pag nandiyan na yung international publisher sa harap nila. No, that's baloney, no? Hindi importante na magaling ka mag-English. Kasi ipipitch mo, yung 30 minutes mo, konti lang masasabi mo dun eh. Yung follow-up mo, yung pag-email mo ng synopsis, ng first few chapters, diba? Yun yung importante. Yung follow-up emails, you have to get them. Yung pitch is to get them excited to read the book, no? Yung pag-pitch, pag andyan na yung email, it's really the work is having them read it. If you believe in it, if you believe in the stories you're sending out by email, the hard job is having the person on the other side read the book, no? Tapos kailangan mahalin niya yun. Right? So the writing that's the part we're in. As a publisher, you're relying on the author to do her job or his job, na dapat you engage the reader, no? And in that first instance, you're engaging the publisher or the foreign rights person, the editor, the acquisitions editor, no, to love the book enough to publish it in his market. Kasi dadaan din siya sa mahabang value chain na maghanap siya ng translator, di ba? mag-e-edit siya, i-edit niya yung translation. So, hahanap siya ng book designer. So, to be able to sustain all that energy, parang dapat it's something that you have to love to publish. So, yun na yun, right? So,
Yes.
yung pag-pitch mo is just to encourage them to read it, right? Pero yung talagang follow through yung importante. Yung synopsis dapat maganda, yung cover, kumbaga, and then yung talaga, when they say, no, when you have a book and you're an author, the first sentence, the first 3 chapters are important. They are very important because that's the part wherein you know whether you want to keep reading or not.
Alright.
So yun yung mga things na dapat tandaan. So that's really a constant professionalization on our part or in every part of the process of making.
So parang ano siya,
na lang yung rights.
attorney, parang pitching is a chapter but the follow-up is another story.
Yes.
Yes.
Another
Oo,
totally
follow-up
different
talaga.
story.
Tapos ako, nagigilty ako. Parang halimbawa, sponsor ako ng NBDB. Parang iniisip ko, nako, pero ng gobyerno to, kailangan may mabenta ako. Right? So parang there's a guilty feeling in me that I have to appease. Okay, nakabenta ako ng isang Arabic book, isang Spanish language, isang Italian. So parang kailangan kong suklian yung Pinoy, yung na ito nabenta ko ha. Unang-una kasi ang haba ng process ng pagdaan, be able to make that book and then to sell that. So parang ayan, nabenta ko. Ito yung mga nabenta ko. So there's a parang feeling na I have to sell something because the government invested in me. So malaking pasasalamat namin sa NBDB talaga na nag-i-invest sila sa book industry, no? And hindi lang siya kasi pa isang book fair dito, isang book fair doon. Talagang dapat constant siya eh. Kasi you will meet them in all these book fairs. So parang constant na pang build mo ng relationship. So parang dapat hindi talaga tayo mapagod.
Alright, attorney, marami pa sana tayong pag-uusapan. Kaya lang, I'm afraid na medyo ubos na ang ating oras. Attorney, maraming salamat po for sharing your very precious time. At wish po namin na mas marami tayong maibenta sa upcoming Abu Dhabi International Book Fair. Maraming salamat po ulit, Attorney Andrea.
Maraming salamat.
Alright.
Thank you po, attorney.